What's going on, guys? My name's Dynasty. What I got for y'all today is another Soulcalibur 6 video. Now, today's video is be focusing in on Libra of Soul, of course, that being the second story mode inside of SC6. Long story short about the game mode, essentially Libra of Soul is like a continuation of the main story in the game. However, this time you can create your own custom character and you take that character on a quest across the game's map. And what's interesting to me is there's a lot of details that really have not been talked about too much, so I figured today we're focusing in on Libra of Soul, and we're going to be using a recent interview from a few weeks ago where Motohiro Kubo sat down with Markman and a translator at one of these Soulcalibur Ring Out events where he talked in depth about Libra of Soul. I'm telling you, it's definitely worth watching, worth listening to. So with that said, let's get into it. So I want to say earlier last week I discussed how we had the FAQ that had pretty much a list of things that it was pretty much everything Soulcalibur in one spot, and I completely overlooked this right here. Bam! Talking about Libra of Soul, says there you go from battle to battle as you create a good or evil aligned character. Your decisions will affect the story. What these choices will lead to, however, is unknown. Now, going more in depth, Motohiro Kubo discusses how there is a morality meter based on decisions that you make in the story. Check this out right here. Bam!
So Libra of Souls features this thing called a morality meter. And so, like as you've mentioned before, there's a duality aspect of light and darkness, good and evil. So the morality meter will change depending on the decisions you make within the story. So certain decisions will go put you in the light, and certain decisions will put you in the dark. And so that's how the idea of balance will play out in the story.
Now, though we haven't seen much actual in-game gameplay of Libra of Soul, we have seen some screenshots, including some of these choices that would affect essentially your morality meter based on your light decisions or your dark decisions. Now, right here, you're looking at a choice where it says, ask about the evil seed, ask about the malfested, ask about your nightmare and the headache, do not ask anything. So it's gonna be an RPG inside of Libra of Soul. Now, this image has been popping around for a few days now, so I figured, hey, this should give you an idea what to expect when it comes to making choices inside Libra of Soul. Now, of course, we also know we have a gigantic map where you can collect items, and you can actually use those items in gameplay in Libra of Soul. Here is the translator discussing what Kubo said right here.
Before we get into that, I want to dive a little bit more into Libra of Souls. So in Libra of Souls, you actually have a map, and you sort of go adventure into different points of the map, and you collect items, and you also take those items into battle as well.
まあちょっとした RPG みたいな遊び方ができる。
So it has a little bit of RPG aspect to it.
で
I'm assuming that, of course, like some of these items give you like more power buffs or damage buffs, or they make your defense better. Maybe they make your opponents, you know, have less health or something. It's probably something along those lines, which is still pretty cool. Just another element to add into Libra of Soul alongside having this morality meter. Like, I'm so stoked to have that. That is so cool. Now, also, he discusses how long that Libra of Soul is, and it's an interesting answer because at first you're kind of bummed out, then it's followed by something that I think is really cool. So here's that clip right here.
So your question about how long will it take? It actually really depends on how you play, so I can't really put a number to it. But what I can tell you about the longevity of the story mode is that we have the text amount, and we always count the text amount in story mode. Reason being, we use it for localization.
I see.
And things like that. But I can tell you that there's as many text as you would see in a typical RPG game.
Oh wow! So
As many text as you would see inside of a typical RPG game. That is like, when I first heard that they didn't know like how long it was going to be, I was kind of bummed out because I was like, man, it'll probably just be a few hours, maybe like your typical fighting game story mode, kind of a bummer. Then they said it's going to have as much text as you'd see inside of a typical RPG, and I lost my mind just thinking that this is going to be a lengthy experience, not just a side game mode. Is really exciting because this is essentially going to be a real RPG. I'm just wondering, like, how does this stay so long? Like, what are the, I don't know. How does this become such a long story mode, but it not have any flaws to it? I'm hoping it's not repetitive. I'm hoping there's enough content to keep us at bay. We're not just, like, constantly doing, like, the same thing over and over again and feeling like it's just a rehash to make it long for the sake of it being long. So I'm hoping that it's long for the right reasons, that it's not repetitive. But, man, this is... It's insane. Now, lastly, of course, you guys do know, since for the last couple of months, we've been seeing a lot of teases of Libra of Soul. We've been seeing how the art style is more 2D based and it's not 3D based. We really don't get to see much 3D cinematics inside of the screenshots that do get released, and the reason behind that is explained right here inside this final clip.
And so in the story, we really wanted to focus on showcasing the depth of the Soulcalibur world, and we wanted to do that. We took more of an RPG sort of animated 2D style approach in telling the story. So I mentioned the text amount earlier. That's going to be a pretty big amount. I think this game is going to feature a lot more text and reading than the other stories. But instead of making sort of this streamlined 3D movie like cutscenes, we wanted to take a different approach and make it more of a 2D plus text style, because we have so much content to cover, and we really want to have people really dive into the depth. We believe that making 3D like movies and cutscenes, you kind of get carried away with the visuals and stuff, so we didn't want that. So we really wanted people to focus on the depth of the story.
And the answer does make sense. They believe that cinematics and 3D videos, they would take away from the lore and take away from the point they were trying to make. They don't want you to get distracted by the beauty of a cinematic versus actually getting in there, reading the text, reading the lore, taking it as a traditional RPG game mode, Libra of Soul. So for me, I'm sold on it. It doesn't have to be flashy for me to enjoy it. I'm glad they're trying to actually explore the Soulcalibur lore a bit more, and I'm hoping Libra of the Soul is just a win-win situation, and it seems like that's the case. Anyways, guys, that is all I got for y'all today. The idea of a morality meter based on decisions that we make inside this game mode using our own custom created characters. I'm so stoked for this. Are you guys excited? I know I am. Of course, if you guys liked the video, please drop a like on it. Make sure to subscribe for some more SD6 content next time. Been here, Hwang Dynasty. You guys take care, stay safe. Almost a month away, guys. I'll see you all later. Peace.
You one of the greatest. You deserve more exposure, man. You underrated. To all the Dynasty haters, promise you'll love him later. Y'all gon' react like he did when he seen the trailer. But hold up, let me hit y'all with a twist. Wait, I'm Sub-Zero. The rap game is the Lin Kuei. You see, I've been a fan of Dynasty for years now. GTA, MK, and Justice. I'm still down. Rapper meets gamer. I wonder how.